Hey everyone, okay, so today I'm going to be showing you how I use concealer as a foundation. And I think concealer looks much nicer on the skin than foundations do because I think ultimately you use less and I think that's why it looks better. But also because concealers tend to have a much higher pigment rate than foundations, therefore they cover a lot easier. So I have nothing on my skin at the moment. So I'm going to be using NARS concealer and I'm just going to be popping a tiny bit on because what I want is the skin to look very realistic. And I'm going to start doing series shortly on whole different topics of foundations and concealers, and it'll be a very in-depth one. So what I'm going to do is take some of the concealer and I'm only going to apply basically what is on the wand, nothing more. I don't want to add anything else that I don't need to, and pretty much that's going to be absolutely just fine for me. So with that done, I'm going to take my brush. Now this is the number 12 brush. And I like this because I get to now shoe shine this product onto the skin. And I like to start in one single area and make the best of that before I move on. Now this technique works amazingly well, but if you have very dry skin, this is not the technique for you because it will cause micro exfoliation, even with my brushes, even with ultra soft brushes, because the back and forward motion like this disrupts the skin and dry skin doesn't need any extra stimulation. So now I'm just going to work over the nose. Now any additional coverage that I need, I can go back in, but first of all, we're just going to see where this has taken us. Okay, so that's the coverage. Now, I'm actually quite happy. My mirror is very dirty. I'm actually quite happy with that, but I'm going to apply just a touch on the bridge of the nose because that area is still a little bit pink, even though I will almost certainly go back and add pink to it. And then cover your lips. Okay. So what I'm going to do is with the same color, I'm going to add a little amount onto the outside corners of my eyes and right in the inner corner here. And I'm going to use my finger for this. And the reason I'm using this color and not a lighter one is because I don't really want this area to stand out. I just want it to blend in with the rest of the face. And also because I'm not massively dark under the eyes, there's no point adding more concealer than is absolutely necessary, especially in these areas, because especially this outside area, this tends to crease anyway, and we don't want to add anything to that area. Now I am happy with that amount of coverage, but I'm going to add, rather than using a bronzer, I'm just going to add a slightly deeper tone, and I'm going to do it in this dot fashion just to add a bit more dimension around the outside perimeter of the face. And it's very important that you first follow the pattern that you've done and then bring it down. And same thing, so we're following the pattern first, and then we're kind of shoe shining it into the rest of the face. It's just going to add a bit more dimension to the skin so it's not flat and one color. And then what we'll do is we'll add a bit of color to the skin. So I'm just going to use my fingers and I'm just going to use a lipstick and I'm just going to pop that onto the kind of cheekbone, touch on the nose and a touch just here, because I want this to look like I've been outside, or you've got that kind of really healthy kind of look to the skin, which I just love. So I'm kind of buffing it in so that it becomes a part of the whole face. Like so. Marvelous. Now this isn't going to last very long on somebody like me who's incredibly greasy, so we're going to use a small amount of powder. Now, even though I haven't got a lot on, I'm going to use a powder and a puff, and I've popped some powder into it and I've pushed it in, and now I'm going to take off the excess shine in the center of the face. So just here, I'm going to leave the rest of the face exactly as it is. I'm not going to powder here or here, because as the day goes on, the natural oils will start to come out and this area will take on a really pretty shiny look. And that's just going to look really, really nice. And now all you need to do is you can pop on some lipstick, mascara. I'm just going to curl my lashes and darken them slightly, and you'll get a more overall look. Because sometimes when we conceal with the eyelids, you need the contrast of the deeper color in order to pull it all together. There you go. So can you see how just adding that little bit of dark around the eyes just kind of opens them up again? And that is, I mean, generally speaking, this is way too much coverage for me. I don't like to have anything on my skin during the day, and I'm going to show you a routine of what I would do personally on a day-to-day basis in another video. But this is a good representation of what you can achieve if your skin is in relatively good condition and you use a very minimal amount of product, because now this can go anywhere. Smoky eye, bright red lip, whatever it is you want, but the skin looks realistic, it's touchable, doesn't look overly covered, and that's why I like it so much, and that's why I don't travel with liquid concealers, but instead I travel with liquid concealers. I do travel with those. What I don't travel with is liquid foundations. Just travel with these concealers. They just work really well on the face. Thanks for watching, I appreciate it, and I'll see you all next time. Links to the products I used are down there. Thanks so much, bye bye.